Hi everyone, welcome back to Sade Crochets. For this tutorial, we will be making a really cute deep plunge monokini, kind of sexy with a V front. And I'm going to be using Yarn Bee Secret Soft in the color Hot Grape for this tutorial. And that is a medium weight 4 yarn, so any medium weight 4 yarn should work. And then I will be using an F hook, which is a 3.75 millimeter hook. And we're going to go over sizes extra small through 3X. So let's jump right in. So we're going to start off with a foundation chain. So go ahead and make a slip knot. And then extra small, you can chain out 42 chains. A small can do 46 chains, a medium is 50 chains, a large is 54, 1X is 60, 2X is 64 chains, and a 3X is 68 chains. And once you chain your chain long enough for your size, we're going to skip the first chain space and single crochet into that second chain space from the hook. And then we're going to be putting one single crochet in every stitch down until the end of the row. Alright, so after row 1, after you finish one single crochet in every stitch across, we're going to chain 1 and turn. And now we're going to be doing one double crochet in every stitch across. So yarn over, insert your hook into the first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So we're just going to put one double crochet in every stitch across until we reach the end of this row. Okay, so this is what it looks like once you finish your row 2 of double crochets straight across. And from here we're going to chain 1 and turn, and we'll start decreasing now. So we're going to basically double crochet these first 2 stitches together. So yarn over, insert your hook into the first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and just stop there. And then we're going to do that again in the next stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, like that. And now you'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And that is our double crochet decrease. So now we're going to put one double crochet in every stitch across until we get to having 2 stitches left. So put one double crochet in every stitch across until you have 2 stitches left in this row. All right, and then when you have 2 stitches left in your row, we're going to do another double crochet decrease. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through 2. And then yarn over and insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then you'll have 3 loops left on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. So that is the end of row 3. And so basically we're just going to be repeating row 3. So let's do it again. Let's chain 1 and turn. And then in the first 2 stitches, we're going to do a double crochet decrease. And then we're going to put one double crochet in every stitch across until we have 2 stitches left in the row. And then when you have 2 stitches left, we'll do another double crochet decrease. And we're going to continue repeating that row until for sizes small, medium, extra small, small, medium, and large. You're going to repeat that until you have 7 stitches left in your row. And size 1x, 2x, and 3x, you're going to continue that pattern until you have 9 stitches left in your row. All right, so this is what it looks like once you're done with your decreasing rows. And this is actually the back side of the bikini. So from here, we're going to chain 1 and turn. So like we said earlier, extra small through large, you should have 7 stitches in your row here, and then 1x, 2x, and 3x, you should have 9 stitches in your row. And this row that we're going to do, just so you can double check and make sure, extra small, this is row 20 for you. Small, this is row 22. A medium, this is row 24. A large, this is 26. 1x, this is 28. 2x, this is 30. And 3x, this is row 32 for you that we're going to do here. So now what we're going to do is just put 1 double crochet in every stitch across. So you should end up having either 7 or 9 double crochets in this row. Okay, and it's just easy, just 1 double crochet in every stitch across, and then we're going to repeat that. So chain 1 and turn, and we're just going to repeat that row by putting 1 double crochet in every stitch across. So we're going to be repeating this row. And size small, size extra small, you're going to repeat this until row 25 is complete. A small, you're going to finish row 27. A medium's going to finish 31. A large is going to finish row 33. 1x is going to finish row 37. 2x is going to finish row 39. And a 3x is going to finish row 41. So go ahead and continue repeating this pattern until you complete the row for your size. Okay, so this is what it looks like. We just went straight up once you finish that set of repeats. And now we have another set of repeats coming. So what we're going to do here is chain 1 and turn. And this is the row we're going to be repeating next. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put 2 double crochets into the first stitch. So we're actually starting to increase now. So we'll put 2 double crochets into that very first stitch. 1 and 2. And that is our first increase. And then we're going to put 1 double crochet in every stitch across until we have 1 stitch left. And then when you have your 1 stitch left, we'll do another increase by putting 2 double crochets into the same stitch. So that is our next repeating row. So chain 1 and turn, and we'll repeat that together one more time. We'll put 2 double crochets into the very first stitch. 1 and 2. And then we'll put 1 double crochet in every stitch across until we have 1 stitch left. And then when you have your 1 stitch left, we'll go ahead and do another increase by putting 2 double crochets in that last stitch. So that's how we're going to continue repeating for a little while. So for size extra small, you're going to repeat this pattern until row 38 is finished. A small is going to finish row 42. A medium is going to finish row 46. A large is going to complete row 50. 1x is going to finish row 54. A 2x is going to finish row 58. And a 3x is going to complete row 62. So go ahead and continue this repeating pattern and I'll meet you there. All right, so this is what it looks like once you're finished with your increasing rows. And you can see it's a bikini bottom so far. So we're kind of on the front side, kind of where the torso part is going to begin. So now from here, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And we're just going to put 1 single crochet in every stitch across for this row. So very simple, just putting 1 single crochet in every stitch across. And once you're done with that basic row of single crochets, if you want, you can mark the first and last stitch of this row, because this is where we're going to be putting our ties. So I just want to make sure I get the ties in the right spot. So I'm going to mark the first and last stitch of that row with a set of stitch markers. So now we're going to begin on the torso part of the bikini. So I'm going to chain 1 and turn. And now we're going to do some back loop only double crochets. So from here, in the very first stitch, we're going to put a back loop only double crochet. So yarn over and then insert your hook into that back loop only instead of through both. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So insert your hook into the back loop only of the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So based on your cup size, that is how many back loop only double crochets you'll be putting in. And so for cup sizes A/B, you're going to be putting in 19 back loop only double crochets in this row. And a cup size C/D, you're going to be putting in 25 back loop only double crochets. And for cup size D, you're going to be putting in 31 back loop only double crochets across. So go ahead and continue until you have the amount of back loop only double crochets for your cup size. Okay, so this is what it looks like once you're done with the amount of back loop only double crochets for your bra cup size. And now we're going to chain 1 and turn. So we're going to consider this row that we did, we're going to consider that row 1 of the torso part. So now we're going to chain 1 and turn, and from here we're just going to be putting 1 double crochet in every stitch across until we reach the end of this row. Alright, so that's what it looks like once you are done with row 2. So we're going to be repeating row 2 for a while, so chain 1 and turn. And then we're going to continue by putting 1 double crochet in every stitch across. So essentially we're going to be repeating row 2 for a little while. So size extra small. You're gonna repeat row 2 until you finish row 19. A small is gonna finish row 20. A medium is also gonna finish row 20. A large is gonna finish row 21. A 1x is gonna finish row 22. 2x will finish row 23, and 3x will also finish row 23. So go ahead and continue repeating row 2 until you reach the row for your side. All right, so this is what it looks like now once you finish your repeats. And now we have another set of repeats that we're going to begin. So from here, we're going to chain 1 and turn. And in this next row, we're going to start off by decreasing. So we're going to yarn over and insert our hook into the first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then we're going to do that one more time in the next stitch, just like we did our decreases before. And then we're going to put 1 single crochet in every stitch across until we have 2 stitches left. And once you have 2 stitches left, we're going to double crochet decrease in the last 2 stitches. So that's the first row of this repeat. And then the second row of the repeat is we're going to chain 1 and turn. And in this next row, we're just going to be putting 1 double crochet in every stitch across. So the first row of the repeat is going to be decrease in the first 2 and last 2 stitches with 1 double crochet in every stitch in between. And then the second row of the repeat is going to be to just put 1 double crochet in every stitch across. All right, and so we're going to keep alternating between a decreasing row and a row of straight double crochets straight across until we get to the row where we have 3 stitches left in the row. Okay, so this is what it looks like once you're done repeating your decreases every other row. And I meant to mention too, which is not a big deal because you can hurry up and do it, just like we marked this spot for the tie, I forgot to tell you to mark this spot for the tie, and this spot is where the last row of where we were going straight up and down. So I was making, I think, medium, so this was like row 20 for me. So wherever you stopped going straight up and down and started decreasing, you'll just want to mark that last row that you did on the outside of the cup, not on the inside. So the same side as the first stitch marker, because we're going to put a tie here as well. Okay, so I just wanted to get that in. I tried to make a note of it in the notes, but just in case you didn't see it. If not, it's not a big deal. You can easily count it. But here we are now where I've decreased all the way until the row that I have 3 stitches left. So from here, I'm going to chain 1 and turn. And then I'm going to double crochet 3 stitches together. So I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook into the first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then I'm going to do that in the next 2 stitches. Yarn over, insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and one more time in the last stitch. So yarn over, insert my hook into the last stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and now you should have 4 loops on your hook. yarn over and pull through all 4, and then we're going to chain 1 and fasten off. And that is it for the first side, the first cup and torso side. Okay, so now we're going to start on the second torso and cup. So remember the first time we did back loop only single crochets. So on one side you should clearly be able to see where the front loops are that we didn't use. And this is going to be the inside of the garment. Okay, so depending on what size cup you made, you counted 19, 25, or 31. You did 19, 25, or 31 double crochets in this first row here. We're going to do the same here, and when we get over here we're going to be using the front loops only. So what I'm going to do, I'm making a C/D cup, so I'm going to count over 25 stitches, and then I'll reattach my yarn there. Okay, so I found my 25th stitch from the opposite side, but on the inside of the garment where we have that front loop still sticking out. So I'm going to reattach my yarn here with a double knot. Just like that, and I am going to be crocheting over this tail as I go. And so from here what we're going to do is pretty much mirror what we did on the first side. So I'm going to pull up a loop. Oops. Pull up a loop and chain 1. And then I'm going to put 1 double crochet in every stitch until I get to this last stitch that is a front loop only stitch. I'm not going to finish just quite yet. So I pulled up a loop, and then let me put 1 double crochet in every stitch. Since we're just going to be working in those front loops, it is front loop only double crochets until we hit that last stitch that has a stitch in this, has a double crochet in the same, in the other loop, in the back loop. And I think I got 1 left. Okay. So once you've pretty much matched those up, now we have a full loop available here. So we're not going to be doing front loop only double crochets. In the rest of these, we're going to do regular double crochets. So from here on out, we're just going to go through both loops instead of, I know my tail is in the way so you can't see, but we're going to go through both loops instead of just the front loop for the rest of this row. So we're going to go until the end of the row, finishing out this row with regular double crochets. Okay, and I got my 1 stitch left. And that is row 1 of the other side of the torso area. So what we're going to do is just pretty much do the same thing that we did on this side. So we're going to chain 1 and turn and just repeat, putting 1 double crochet in every stitch across. And we're going to repeat that row, this row, until you have, for extra small, you have 19 rows finished. For small and medium, until you finish row 20. For a large, you're going to finish row 21. 1x, you're going to finish row 22. And 2x and 3x you're gonna repeat until row 23 is finished. Okay, so now we have kind of like an overlapping situation where the cups are overlapping each other, which is what we want. And that's what it looks like once you finish your initial repeats without any decreases. And also make sure that you mark the first or last stitch that's on the outside of that final row before we start decreasing. So mark that because we'll be putting a tie there on the outside. So then we'll chain one and turn, and just like we did on the last side on the other torso slash cup, we started off with a decrease in the first 2 stitches, and then we did 1 double crochet in every stitch across until we had 2 stitches left. And then when you have your 2 stitches left, we'll put another double crochet decrease in the last 2 stitches. And that was the first row of our repeat. So from there we'll chain one and turn, and then we'll be putting 1 double crochet in every stitch across. So it's pretty much the exact same thing that we did for the first torso slash cup. So we're going to continue this decreasing pattern every other row until we have 3 stitches left. And then once again, when you have your 3 stitches left, we'll chain one and turn, and then we will double crochet 3 stitches together. So we're only pulling through the first 2 3 times. And then we'll have 4 stitches on our hook, and then we'll yarn over and pull through all 4 and then chain one. Before you fasten off, you can also double check and make sure that the second cup is the same size as the first if you'd like, just to make sure you didn't make any mistakes. But other than that, we'll go ahead and fasten. All right, so once you have both panels made, we're going to start on the border. So you'll notice that one side of the bikini bottom has the exposed loops where we didn't use those loops. That's only on the inside of the garment. On the front side, there should not be any exposed loops on either side. It should look really smooth. So if you're right-handed, you want to face the front side of the garment towards you, and we're going to reattach our yarn to this corner stitch where the front panel is meeting the middle of the bikini bottom. If you're left-handed, you inside piece here. So yes, okay, so you'll start on the inside of the middle, but also with the front facing you if you're left-handed, okay? Because ultimately you're going to go all the way around and you'll end up where the right-handed people started at. And so the right-handed people, you'll end up where the left-handed people started, okay? So it's just to make it into one continuous working yarn, if that makes sense. So basically what we want to do is reattach our yarn to the cornermost stitch where your front panel meets the bikini bottom. So I'm just going to do a double knot there. And then from here we're going to be putting 2 single crochets in the side of every row. So I'm going to insert my hook into the side of that first row and pull up a loop and chain 1. I'm going to let that chain 1 count as a single crochet. And then I'm going to put one more single crochet in the side of the same row, because double crochet height, you should be able to fit 2 till we reach that very top corner of the cup that we're working on. Okay, so I make my way all the way to the top of the cup. Looks like I just have 2 stitches left, 1 and 2. Okay, so once you make it to the top of the cup, we're going to chain out our chain for the top tie. So size extra small and small, you can chain out 100 chains. Size medium, you can chain out 125. A large can do 135. 1X can do 145. 2X can do 155, and 3X can chain out 165 chains. And once you chain out your chain for your size, we're going to slip stitch back down this chain. So I usually just skip the first chain closest to the hook, and then I insert my hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and slip stitch. And so I'm just going to slip stitch in every stitch all the way down until I reach the base of the bikini bottom again, or I'm sorry, until I reach the top of the cup again. And this just reinforces your tie and makes it a little bit more sturdy and higher quality. So go ahead and slip stitch on down until you reach the top of the bikini cup again. All right, so once you are done slip stitching along your chain, then we're going to go ahead and just continue with our single crochets. So we're kind of like at the top here, so you're just gonna do the best you can, and you can either put one stitch in that middle stitch, or you can go right back along the side. I'm kind of just going straight back along the side. So now I'm going to continue putting 2 single crochets in the side of every row. I'm also going to crochet over this top tail as I go. But yes, we are now on the outside of this cup. So I'm going to continue putting 2 single crochets in the side of every row until I reach my next stitch marker, which is where our next tie is going to be. All right, so once you make it to your next stitch marker, which is on the outside of the cup, then we're going to start our next chain. So I'm going to put 1 single crochet in that spot there where my stitch marker is, and then chain out my chain. So extra small and small, you can chain out 150, a medium can chain out 160, a large can do 170, 1X is 180, 2X is 190, and 3X can chain out 200 chains. All right, and once you chain out your chain for your size, we'll do the same thing and do 1 slip stitch in every chain space along this chain that we just made until we reach the base of the bikini again. So go ahead and slip stitch along your chain, and I will meet you there. All right, so once you are done slip stitching along your chain, then we're just going to continue with our 2 double crochets in the side of every row, and then we'll be repeating that until we get to our next stitch marker, which is where our increases stopped and we started on this torso part. So continue your 2 single crochets in the side of every row, and I'll meet you here. All right, so once you reach your next stitch marker, which should be the front tie, well, the tie to the front of the bikini bottom portion, we'll go ahead and make our next chain. So size small, you can chain out, size extra small and small, chain out 100 chains. A medium can do 110, a large can do 120, 1x can do 130, 2x can do 140, and 3x can do 150. And then we're going to slip stitch back along the chain like we've been doing. All right, so once you're done with this chain, we'll continue with the same pattern for our border, which is just 2 single crochets in the side of every row. So we're going to continue doing 2 single crochets in the side of every row until we reach the bottom of the back of the bikini. So we're going to go all the way down this spot and end up here. And once you reach this back corner, we'll do the same amount of chains as we just did for the other bottom piece, the last chain that we did. So in this back corner here, you will also chain out for small and extra small. You'll chain out 100, 110 for medium, 120 for large, 130 for 1x, 140 for 2x, and 150 for 3x here. So then we'll be doing 1 single crochet across the top of the back, 1 single crochet in every stitch across until we get to that next corner, in which you will still again do 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, or 150 chains. And then once we get back along the side of the rows, you'll be doing 2 single crochets in the side of every row again until you reach your next stitch marker. And in this stitch marker, you'll do 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150 as well again. And then we will make our way up doing 2 single crochets in the side of every row until you reach this stitch marker. And this is the corresponding stitch marker that we did kind of in the middle of the cup on the outside. Small and extra small here, you'll do 150, and medium will do 160, 170 for large, 180 for 1x, 190 for 2x, and 200 for 3x. Okay, and then we'll move up and we'll be back along the top of the cup, the second cup. So at the top of the second cup, small and extra small, you'll do 100 chains. Medium, you'll do 125. A large, you'll do 135. A 1x, you'll do 145. And then 2x, you'll do 155, and 3x, you'll do 165 chains when you reach the top of your cup. And so basically just keep in mind that these strings mirror the other side. So whatever you did for this first side at the top of the cup, you'll be doing that there. So just make sure you have like the same length chains for that. And then once you're done with the top of the cup, we'll do another round of 2 single crochets in the side of every row until we get to the bottom of that second cup, in which our border will be done. And so I'll meet you here. All right, so I've made my way all the way around and I'm on the inside with my second cup. And I think I have just one more stitch left here. So one more single crochet. And now we're kind of like in the middle, in between the 2 cups here. So what I'm going to do is just slip stitch to this very next stitch at the base and then just fasten off there. All right, so this is a finished item now. So all you have to do is, hopefully you weaved over your tails as you went, clip those, and weave in any tails that are still out, and you are finished. So also I just wanted to make a note. I did make a note of it earlier written down, but just in case you missed it, if you are shorter torso, then here you might want to do a couple of less rows just so that it's not so tall on your body. But other than that, it's very simple and easy monokini to make, very beginner friendly, just very basic and easy stitches. So I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave me a comment if you like this video, and I'll catch you all on the next video. Bye!